Vice President JD Vance has defended former President Donald Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship, describing current U.S. immigration policies as the dumbest in the world. In a CBS News interview, Vance criticized the practice of granting citizenship to children born to temporary visitors or illegal immigrants, arguing that it undermines the interests of American citizens and deviates from the principles of national sovereignty.
There are 5 legal challenges already to one of the other immigration actions, the order on birthright citizenship. A federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan, I think you'd agree, has some conservative credentials,
Sure.
paused the order to end birthright citizenship, calling it blatantly unconstitutional. How do you reconcile this challenge to the 14th Amendment to the Constitution?
So I obviously disagree with that judge, and these things, some of them will be litigated. That's the nature of our constitutional system. But here's the basic idea of President Trump's view on this. If you are a lawful permanent resident or a legal immigrant who plans to stay, your children, of course, should become American citizens. But let's say you're the child of an ambassador. You don't become.
But that's not part of it.
Well, that is
Already a
that
carve-out
is an
to do with
important principle.
discipline.
But we're saying that carve-out should apply to anybody who doesn't plan to stay here. If you come here on vacation and you have a baby in an American hospital, that baby doesn't become an American citizen. If you're an illegal alien and you come here temporarily, hopefully, your child does not become an American citizen by virtue of just having been born on American soil. It's a very basic principle in American immigration law that if you want to become an American citizen and you've done it the right way, and the American people and their collective wisdom have welcomed you into our national community, then you become a citizen. But temporary residents, people who come in here, whether legally or illegally, and don't plan to stay, their children should become American citizens. I don't know any country that does that or why we would be different.
Oh, but this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country founded
unique
by
country.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers. But just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world. No country says that temporary visitors, their children, will be given complete access to the benefits and blessings of American citizenship. America should actually look out for the interests of our citizens first. And that means, again, if you're here permanently and lawfully, your kid becomes an American citizen. If you're not here permanently, if you're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and don't plan to be, why would we make those people's children American citizens permanently?
Just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later, we have to maintain the dumbest immigration policy in the world, Vance said, responding to legal challenges that have blocked the order. He called for a reinterpretation of the 14th Amendment, which has traditionally been read to grant automatic citizenship to nearly all born on U.S. soil. A federal judge recently ruled that Trump's order violates the Constitution, citing the 14th Amendment's citizenship clause. Critics argue that any changes to birthright citizenship would require a constitutional amendment, not an executive order. Vance, however, dismissed this perspective, asserting that the policy can be redefined to exclude children of temporary visitors or undocumented immigrants. There's a very basic principle in American immigration law, Vance explained. If you come here lawfully and plan to stay, your children should become American citizens. But if you're here temporarily or illegally, why should we grant automatic citizenship? No country does this. Supporters of the vice president's stance view the policy as a necessary correction to what they see as judicial overreach and a misinterpretation of the Constitution. They argue that the current policy incentivizes illegal immigration and facilitates birth tourism, where individuals enter the U.S. specifically to give birth, ensuring citizenship for their child. Conservative perspective on immigration. Vance's remarks echo broader conservative concerns about immigration policy, focusing on national sovereignty and the rights of American citizens. He highlighted the distinction between the historical context of immigration and contemporary challenges, emphasizing that the U.S. must adapt to current realities. America should look out for the interests of its citizens first, Vance stated. Granting citizenship to children of temporary or undocumented residents undermines our ability to prioritize those who have chosen to lawfully and permanently join our national community. The debate over birthright citizenship encapsulates a wider rift in American politics. Advocates for reform see it as an opportunity to strengthen national identity and reduce incentives for illegal immigration. Conversely, opponents warn of potential constitutional conflicts and fear it undermines the nation's identity as a beacon for immigrants. The dispute also holds significant political stakes. As legal challenges move through the courts, the issue could become a rallying point for conservatives advocating for stricter immigration policies. At the same time, it provides fodder for liberal criticism of what they describe as exclusionary and unconstitutional measures. The controversy over birthright citizenship is expected to remain a hot-button issue in the coming months, with ramifications for legislative debates and the 2024 election cycle. For now, Vance's sharp critique of current policies has further entrenched him as a leading voice in the conservative push for immigration reform.